Well, at least we know that going in, we generally see on Skyscraper an information focus in terms of these operator bans. The Nook, a great example. Another example could be the Dokkaebi on the attacking side. The Lion, right? Not typically somebody banned, but Dokkaebi is getting a lot of play recently. The Flores is less information focused and more utility destructive focus, but he's also a very useful operator to remove. You're not going to have to worry about those Kiba barriers getting destroyed as quickly or those deployable shields forcing those defenders out of positions, both of which we see very commonly here on Skyscraper. And I'm also wondering, as the Flores drones are gone, do we see the Azami banned as well? Or do we see those Kiba barriers get a chance to make their impact? No Kaid.
Val.
And that second ban, yes, it's going to be that Valkyrie. So yes, Azami is still in play. Yes, Mira is still in play. Yes, the Solus is still in play. So a lot of things to consider there.
God, I am so smart. Especially considering, what do you call it? Knights, Sid Karma were the ones who banned Cade in the previous map. And now Knights banned Cade here. Knights were the one that banned Azami. And we know Six Karma love their Azami. They love her. They will take her any chance they can get. Plus, if we remember Clubhouse, for whatever reason, Six Karma only played Valk once, despite Clubhouse being a great map for her, whereas Knights played her quite a few times, I believe in half their defenses. So clearly Knights like her more than Six Karma do. I think the rounds they did have Valk, they won? No, they won, or it was very close. So it does make sense that Six Karma don't want to deal with her anymore. But the first bomb site is, of course, going to be our standard. It's T. It's the primary. It's largely considered the best side on the map, but that's not to say there's not going to be an extension. Six Karma are all the way on the other side, too.
Yeah, with this operator selection, the Legion, the Azami, the Solus, and the Melusi. I mean, 4 operators that you will commonly see as a roaming force on any map, but especially here on Skyscraper. Soko, with those Kiba barriers in hand, allows himself to set up additional power positions all over this map. And, right, someone like Akibil, who in this case is going to be playing a little bit closer to that site, still has the opportunity to rotate down below, back down those stairs, if he feels like he can make an impact there. Instead, that role is primarily going to be in Skimzy's hand because, again, that Solus scanner, you're going to use that from below to deny the plant, to deny the entry whenever you can. So instead, Akibil, he'll be in charge with just slowing down the Monty of Jerry as he tries to walk in the door.
Oh! And he gets Tuku! Gaia coming to support the Monty, so that's one of the age-old ways of dealing with Monty. There's 3 ways. Smoke / Legion, swarm the Monty, which is a lot less viable, and kill everyone who's behind the Monty. That's kind of the secret of playing against him, is if a Monty is walking at you with no fear, he's got support. Wow, that was almost nasty from Akabil, but unfortunately the punch hole gets spotted. But, I mean, Akabil, nonetheless, gets the first pick, he gets the ace. That's a significant portion. That's the only hard breach that the attack had. I mean, sure, he goes down, but Melusi for ace. I take that trade any day if I'm Six Karma.
Yeah, but Dirty was able to make an impact from behind, largely because there was no castle barricade on that window. If you look at Dirty's utility, did not have to use those impacts at all. The castle barricades used elsewhere. Karaoke not the priority for that utility, which, as a result, left Akibil a little exposed. Knights, less than a minute to go. That's still a good bit of time, considering that it really does seem like their plan is just going to be to walk in and just try to get the Monty, maybe work some kills off of it. Speaking of, I mean, look at this. The Monty is already in. Smoke's out. Bomb going down. Let's see if Six Karma have an answer. Where's the Solus? There it is. Skimzy, but he gets killed. Does not make an impact like he was hoping. So now the bomb's down. Bushido has to go for the retake, and he gets one, but it's a 3v3, and a Monty is a brick wall that 6 Karma have to deal with. Look how much they're struggling with this right now. Jerry is doing such a good job at slowing this down, and the final player, Mate, can sit outside and be patient, but now he's got to step up. Somebody's got to get involved. There it is, perfectly timed. Jerry gets a kill onto Morph, or rather it's Mate onto Morph. Soko is now the last player standing, and there is nothing he can do against a Monty and a Sledge. Gonna just run outside and get taken care of. It looks like Knights, although it was a tough start, they made it work.
I'm wondering if Skimsy was being held that whole time, which is maybe why we didn't see him attempt to deny the plant. But the lack of denial, obviously favoring Knights. The Monty was able to walk in thanks to the smokes. The karaoke window cut off, made it so nobody from 6 Karma could rotate in, at least not until it was too late. That player from 6 Karma on the Legion, I think Pachito, sprinting in through the smoke, that needed to happen way earlier. If anything, maybe they didn't even know the plant was going down at that point, since the Solus wasn't there to call it. I mean, 6 Karma put up a pretty good fight. It was a 3v2 after Morph was able to super shorty the guy off the window. I don't know how the hell that happened. That was pretty funny. But, you know, Mate had the angle. It was a pretty strong angle, too. Able to watch Diffuser. No overcoming that one for 6 Karma. So Knights able to take the first round. By the way, that is the first round of the match in which they were able to win the round despite losing the opening pick. So I was going to talk about how, you know, if Knights want to win this map, they're going to have to change that trend. Like, they can't just roll over and die every time they suffer the opening death, and that's a great start.
Yeah, no kidding, right? You lost your hard breacher immediately before the round could really even get underway, and it really seemed like they just stuck to their game plan the entire time. I mean, they didn't overcomplicate things. They just said, all right, we know that if we want to get a quick plant down, we have to watch out for the Solus. They put somebody in position, they got Skimsy trapped, and then they just brute force the Monty in. And 6 Karma, maybe they let that happen. Maybe they were relying on the fact that they had the Solus down below. Little did they know that Knights were more than prepared for it. So that right there, that little chess match that's going to happen not only between rounds, but in a single round of Siege. That's what makes this game so strategic and so fun, and it's something that Knights didn't showcase a lot on Clubhouse, but through that first round already showed that their game plan here is to make this happen and to send us to that decider map.
Did you say chess?
I did.
I love chess. Morphed. Let's get in the opening pick as he gets it on to Tuku. A follow-up from Soko as he destroys Tom on those black stairs. A 5v3 for 6 Karma pretty early in the round, shutting down the Ying. So all those Candelas die with her. And now Mate walking in gets pre-fired by Soko. They must have had info on that, or maybe just sound. And now it's a 1v5 for Jerry. Never mind, it's a flawless.
Woo!
I didn't even realize I was barbecued. Everyone died upstairs.
Yeah, that one was... Yeah. Talk about roams. Talk about extensions that work. Knights, they tried to clear out a very heavy extension, and they got absolutely demolished at every turn. A flawless round for 6 Karma. We were down... The site was downstairs on the other side of the map, by the way, right? I mean, you've got Geisha, that's directly above the site, but over where we just saw fighting Karaoke and T, that's the complete opposite side of the map on the wrong floor. That's a long way from home for 6 Karma. They really wanted to make that roam work, and, well, they did. They did beautifully. Knights tried to clear it. Maybe they did not want to bother going as direct as they did last time. And obviously, Harrison, that did not pay off.
Well, it did not. Especially with... It looked like 6 Karma had more info than they should have. Oh, they had an echo.
Yeah.
That'll do it. Because we saw one drone get shot out on Black, which obviously, you know, called out Tom, who got destroyed by the alibi. That's probably where he was getting the other info too. So great play off the echo. Now 6 Karma once again extending to the other side of the map. Now that it's Office and Exhibition, a site who really leans itself into Solus. Oh, I love the ADS down here by the window to protect the bandit trick. That's cool. Also surprised, we didn't see bandit right at all last map, despite the Cade with Thatcher up.
Yeah, I'm trying to... I
I
feel like we may have seen him once, but like we never saw any bandit tricking, that's for sure. Like we never saw that little mini game play out on Clubhouse that you would normally see. Yeah.
Weird. Oh, I will
Look
say,
at that.
yeah, much bigger bandit map, skyscraper. I mean, to the point where we've seen bandit bans on Sky because of how important this guy is. And Pachito displaying that, cutting off VIP, making it a little bit harder for Dirty to do his job.
Morphed is now going to hold this angle. Oh my goodness, lets the Monty vault in. Keeping in mind, Jerry is now completely alone, but so is Morphed. So this is a bit of an awkward situation for both players. Morphed knows he needs to get out, and once he gets himself to a teammate, they'll be able to provide a crossfire and shut the Monty down. On the other side of the map, though, it is Soko who strikes first. Instead, Tuku is gone here. Maybe trying to push in on the back of the Monty doesn't work. Nate, though, just rolls up and gets 2 kills in response. Akibil and Pachito destroyed. Dirty gets another. 1 by 1, 6 Karma are starting to fall. Morphed, who's been running away from the Monty the entire round, will get another fadeaway kill as he finally gets back to the site. But, I mean, look at this. He wants to continue to play aggressively, looking for that player on the window, but that's not going to fly. Soko plays aggressively as well. He swings it too, and he gets fried. 6 Karma. Talk about an aggressive defensive round. They were running and gunning that whole time.
Right, having such a great advantage. I mean, they killed Tuku. Time is whittling away, but they keep swinging. Pachito replacing. It looked like he was placing a bandit battery on the shield. Is that what he was doing when Mate walked up and killed him? I don't know. That was a weird round. 6 Karma just tried to swing for the fences. I think in that 2v3 there, they didn't need to keep getting aggressive on the, you know, in Dragon and Shrine. They could have probably played back in sight, but either way, they're now down a round. Here's the next site. Monty's coming out for Jerry. I like the Echo pick coming through for 6 Karma, so now they have more reliable denial if Knights end up holding the Soulless downstairs, which is Soko's job now rather than Skimzy. Skimzy is on a zombie. So if Knights end up going for this plant, I imagine they'll be abated by that Echo.
Yeah, and switching off to the Aruni instead of the Castle is Morphed, so additional bit of soft destruction, and yes, those Surya gates can be quite helpful against someone like a Monty who needs to walk in a doorway that potentially will now have lasers on it. But I'd like to keep a closer eye on Soko this round, Harrison, because like you said, the Soulless getting cut off and denied from, well, denying the plant, I suppose you could say last time. That was a big problem for 6 Karma. They were relying on it, and it's something that now, with the combination of the Echo, could be even more of a threat for Knights if they don't deal with it. Soko, maybe thinking about a run out there for a moment, eventually popping back in and thinking twice. Now we focus on the Knights as they work their way in up above. So you see Tom now on the sledge, also trying to make that move.
Another adaptation. So Rooney trying to stop this Monty. Of course, I mean, they're just going to immediately burn it. But you got Akabil on the smoke, playing close. He could very easily deny, but he just turns his back and runs away. I don't really understand the decision-making process there. You've lost your smoke. That is a huge part of not only like your defense with the,
in general,
with the Echo combo, you know, the whole trying to deny the plant philosophy, but it's also one of the main ways that you're trying to get rid of this Monty.
Yep.
Who I think, did they just isolate? I think he just threw the Kiba behind the Monty, but it's not going to matter because Dooku still kills it.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. Knights are still finding these kills. right? We're seeing Six Karma make a couple of smart choices, make a couple of not so smart choices, kind of like we talked about on Clubhouse. And at least so far in this round 4, it is all going Knight's way. Even if Jerry got stuck for a moment, he is now back and mobile, working his way towards that staircase, working his way down the long hall. And there's not going to be much that Six Karma can do to stop it. You still have your Echo and you still have your Solus, but what? You're going to rely entirely on plant denial the last 45 seconds? I don't think Knights are going to let that happen. You see Mate here who's trying to hunt for a kill, trying to deny these players down below. This is exactly what Knights need to do. 2 players from the defense now rotating downstairs, the plant going down. Where is the denial? It is nowhere in sight, despite Pachito and Soko still being alive, at least for a moment, when that bomb was going down. Soko is now dead. Pachito is still up, but not for long, as Tom takes care of him. Mate takes care of Morph, and just 2 rounds after Six Karma delivered a flawless round, it is Knights who do the same and take a 3-1 lead here on Skyscraper.
It's so confusing because it was the same exact take. Nothing changed about it. But Six Karma, like, you have Solus, you have Echo, you have Smoke. Smoke is playing close on the door for no goddamn reason, and then runs away and fully turns his back instead of maybe smoking behind him before he did that. Like, Azami is next, who's just peeking Monty over and over and over and over again. So it's an easy kill for the ace of Tuku. And then once the plant comes down, like, what was all that plant denial for? What's the Solus and the Echo for? Echo was running around gun up. If you're bringing the Echo for plant denial, I mean, I don't really see what good using the Yokais for info is going to give you when it's a Monty. It's not like you're not going to know where that guy is. Why are they not safe, hidden in sight, waiting for the plant? It's just really confusing decisions coming from Six Karma. Now they're taking a timeout. Hopefully they've been able to talk to their coach now. And hopefully they're going back to barbecue, because this is the only site they've won. There we go. At least they've got a chance.
Back to barbecue here, but I mean, last time we were here, keep that in mind, right? We didn't really see this site come into play at all. It was the roam, it was the extension from Six Karma that worked. So maybe that's the game plan here. As you mentioned, right? We saw the game plan, that plant denial, very utility-focused game plan for Six Karma. They've tried it twice, and it hasn't worked either time. The time that they tried to employ the complete opposite focus, a run-and-gun heavy, just extension roam heavy focus, that worked beautifully. It was literally a flawless round, a polar opposite of what we just saw 1 round ago. So this could be where they find that success. The big question here, and probably the thing that's going to change the course of the previous round, that change the pattern here on this site, is that Knights now know exactly what's coming. They know exactly what works against Six Karma, given that they've now done it 3 rounds total and 1 flawless round just a moment ago. They know that they just need to be more cautious when it comes to clearing this roam. They just have to take it slower if they want to do that, or just ignore it and go a bit more direct. Throwing in the Kludge drone on the Brava, trying to make that happen, and trying to make their move in up above as well. A run out from Morphed will get the down onto Jerry, and eventually he'll be finished off. Morph gets downed as he jumps back in, and Knights, they now know that it's time to get a bit desperate. They've lost 2 bodies. It looks like they're going to get active.
Through the smokes, they rush through delivery and into pantry. Tom McKill onto Akabil to equalize, as Morph has not been picked up. But as I say that, we're back to a 4-on-3. The troubling part for here for Knights is they don't really have much of a way to contest this verticality. Like, they are pretty much boxed in, unless they try to maybe walk up a staircase. But again, against a Legion, that's going to be really dangerous. They do have a bit of time, which is great. You know, they have a minute and a half to play with, but they're still stuck downstairs. Now, that's where the site is, which is great and all, but again, that vertical play is going to completely deny any chance of a plant that this attack has. And as for right now, it seems like they're trying to walk up separate staircases, maybe Mate by main and Tom up black. They've got some pings. Maybe there's info on the board. Flash comes through. Up comes Tuku. But he's team flash, so he's going to be a little bit delayed. And now the defense is aware, sending pre-fires their way. There's a crossfire being held by Morph as he finds a third. And Tom, he can't get anything going. 6 Karma with another beautiful roam upstairs to win round 5.
Again, that strategy worked. As we predicted, right? 6 Karma. They've realized utility is not the way. Plant denial is not the way for them. They've got to get a bit more in the face of the Knights if they want to win these rounds. And we saw them act on that game plan within the first minute of the round. Right away, we saw the jump out. We saw that aggression. It was Morph who got the first down and finisher onto Jerry, right? That is what 6 Karma need to do. Not something like, as casters, we normally talk about. Usually we're going to criticize someone who's jumping out of the building every single round and trying to do something like that. But in a time like this where it's very clear that 6 Karma are succeeding when they bring in that kind of play style, and they're just not winning when they play a bit more disciplined, a bit more passive, right? Then bring that style out. Then get in the attacker's face. The one difference is this specific bomb site. Harrison, we did see a bit of a roam last time for 6 Karma, and the Monty from the Knights kind of just shoved that roam back, got them running away, and eventually 6 Karma just died to the crossfires, and Knights did a great job of forcing them out. So again, we could see that roam here, but Knights with the Monty, they've got an answer.
Yeah, last time Knights probably shouldn't have been able to win as smoothly as they did, and now I'm worried about this Monty. I mean, like you mentioned, 6 Karma have not been able to deal with it at all. Maybe the cap can is going to be able to do something. Any damage you can get on the Monty is just going to aid you heading to the later round, especially with the cap can, the cap can's impacts. Though Morph doesn't have impacts. There's a C4 for Soko. And I forget, is like, what do you call it? The Echo Blast. Does it go through the Monty shield? I can't remember if they changed it to where, like, if he's fully facing it, he just absorbs it, or if it still...
Is it not like a
like buffers
Sophia stun on a Clash, like, kind of like kicks the shield to the side, or does that not work anymore?
It used to force him to unshield, but I don't think it's like that anymore. It might, yeah, it might be like that little, like, kind of buffer animation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Maybe the Echo can do something?
Well, 90 seconds left in this round. Knights making a good bit of progress here and really switching up their attack from the last time they approached Exhibition and Office. No such clear from the opposite side of the map. They're going very direct. Still using the Monty as the forefront of that push, but still going very direct. And as soon as 6 Karma identify this, someone like Skimzy should be able to get a bit active. Echo Drone goes out, gives him the intel he needs, but the timing behind the banner, the only thing that saved the Knights from losing a body there was a banner that simply blocked the vision of Skimzy as he ran out. So tough timing for 6 Karma, but they're just fine. As a defensive team, you'll love a situation like this. 40 seconds remain. You've got all 5 bodies up, and Knights still have a lot of work to do.
Monty is just in the middle of the site. Impact's going out, but Mate with the opening pick onto Morph, responded by Skimzy, and a follow-up from Soko. So a man advantage here for 6 Karma with the Monty still alive. In essence, you only have 2 guns if you're Knights, but seems to be doing the work as Mate finds another onto Akabil. And look at this. The site is completely cleared out, but there is someone below. Is there information for them to play off of? Skimzy's got 1 pick. I think that was the one through the hatch. The plant still goes down. This Monty is still alive. He's just going to tuck himself in the corner, call things out for this Nomad of Dirty, who is still outside the building and can hold from the breach. Echo Drone's coming in. We'll see if that stun works against the Monty as he's trying to collect info finding where this Nomad is, the C4, or maybe not the C4, maybe the Capcan traps, doing some damage, but Dirty picking up a kill, and the more bodies he's able to pick off, the better this post plant's going to get. The Jaeger swinging out, taking the fight, loses it, and now the round is impossible for Soko. But with the Monty still alive, the time whittling away, the last second now eclipsed, and the round is lost. 6 Karma, the man advantage, everything going in their favor. What a shotgun blast there from Soko, but Knights still with this Monty, infallible.
I gotta say, it was a great attack from the Knights, but the same questions about 6 Karma's ability to use the Echo and deny the plant remain. When we saw that bomb going down, the Echo was on the Yokais. But did we see a blast go towards the planter? No. The Echo stun went onto the Nomad, who had jumped into that exhibition window. So they had Echo drones in the right place. They should have known the bomb was going down. You have 2 options to deny the plant at that point. Stun him or ping him and have the guy down below take care of him. Obviously, you saw there were smokes. You would not have been able to live ping the exact position of the planter, but you know where the smokes are. There was somebody down below with an explosive. Try to deny that if you can. Another round where 6 Karma could not deny the plant, and Knights took full advantage of it. There was also a little bit of tough timing. We did see, after the bomb went down, one of those defenders rotated back down below to try to use that final C4 to take care of the Monty, who was pinned in a corner. The Echo drone identified the position of the Monty. The Nitro cell went up, but about a second or 2 seconds too late because the Monty had already rotated and shifted positions, smartly so. So 6 Karma, another couple mistakes, means that they will be starting this half down 2 rounds. Knights playing well so far.
Tuku is almost dead from that, where that was, that pre-fire. He's still alive, though, and as Solus, you know, you don't necessarily have to play directly into the attack. You can be very indirectly helpful to your team, kind of like a Pulse. I would say, you know, you could theoretically deny plant, but we haven't seen that yet this entire match. So I'm not going to hold my breath. Just Karma currently preoccupied with a bedroom over clear. There's no one in the downstairs. Just making sure there's no one office either, which there isn't, and they'll have to mount this T-push. There's an Azami waiting for them. Of course, that's Tom, sitting here in drum. One of the, again, most affluent members of the Knights. Doing pretty well for himself so far, but Mate is stealing the show, who, as we mentioned, on Play Day 1, was not doing great. But he is performing tremendously, not just here, but last map as well. I think finished 11 and 10 in the loss, and heading the charge on Skyscraper.
Let's see how 6 Karma want to work this. Right now, they are all in a variety of positions. I think every single attacker, maybe one of them isn't in a different position. Yeah, we have 2 up above, but everyone else kind of on a solo mission, trying to work their way in from one side or the other. Dangerous when there's such a cohesive top floor extension here from the Knights right now. This could get problematic in the late round if Octaviel isn't careful. He does have a drone at his feet, giving him some information. No one to play his trade, but he should be able to get that kill just barely. Mate sneaks away around the other side. It's Tom who gets the kill instead. C4 to follow it up from Jerry, and back-to-back kills for Knights leaves 6 Karma reeling.
That was a crazy off angle from Tom. I really appreciate that one. And Jerry now a follow-up. Soko the first kill for his team, but now is the only man left. 6 Karma looking lost without a map on Skyscraper. I don't know what's going on with them. He sees the barrel, sees the head, able to tap it away, but there's only 10 seconds left as Tom calls him out for being a baiter. And right after the crap talk in chat, well, he's got the final kill, too, just to add insult to injury. A substantial advantage now for Knights as they go up 5-2.
Yeah, this is looking like a Knights map through and through. I mean, even the 2 rounds that 6 Karma pulled, one of them was flawless, the other one a good, successful roam, but that's been the only thing that 6 Karma have been able to do to get one over on the Knights. It's been gunplay, it's been aggression. It just seems that Knights have a better understanding of this map, and you got to applaud them for it. They are taking advantage of that. That's why they went here to Skyscraper, and we're seeing that come through in the outcome of each and every round. The Monty worked beautifully on the attack, and just right there, they showed us that it's not just the Monty that's making it work for them. On the defensive side, they are able to make an impact as well. A nice little extension up above. 6 Karma just tried to take that a bit too individually, and even if they were able to catch 1 or 2 of those Knights defenders off guard, had a couple of good moments where they had a drone at one of their feet, trying to get that entry kill, trying to make that space. They couldn't cover everything all at once, and like you called out, Harrison, it was Tom on the off angle to get a good kill on the Azami. It was those little things that Knights did so well that 6 Karma just were not ready for.
That was so funny, watching the puck swing around the corner, and that guy's just in the middle of the mezzanine. But it's really, that attack is worrying for more than one reason, right? Not only was it not a great clear, not a lot of tradability from 6 Karma, but now what do? You already couldn't office to T clear when it was the extension. How are you going to clear it when it's the site? When now there's even more manpower and utility and an even more thought out and overall more extensive setup in the location where 4 of you just died with only 1 pick. Like, what are you going to do now? Already Soko's going to take a little bit of damage as he tries to walk into terrace. There's 1 player downstairs from 6 Karma. It's Skimzy off solo, scanning some footprints, spotting the Legion, but Legion's already back upstairs, so I'm sure Mate is not bothered at all. Tuku's got a very nice angle, being prone under by one of the 6 Karma attackers. When this guy stands up, he's surely a dead man. Akabil evades the sight line for now, so that he can go ahead and take Shrine.
Well, the same position that we saw a 6 Karma attacker fail to take that space last time, that'll be Akibil's job to fix that problem. Soko will likely join him in a moment as they work their way through mezzanine and try to take some space and get their way into Drum, but they're still a good ways off. Still some distance to cover here. Trying to get this player out of Geisha, trying to get this exothermic charge to make an impact. Really should just let it rip. There's no denial for that charge on the wall. But Morphed ends up going down. He actually tried to go all the way in a little too much too quickly. He'll get punished and taken care of. Soko also gone. 6 Karma, that's 2 bodies. Nearly a third, yes, a third that they've lost. Pachito is in a weird spot too. He gets 1, but Skimzy's gone on the other side. Pachito gets a 2nd, but it's not gonna matter. It's a 1v3 for the ace. He's 5-5. He'll have to go 8-5 if he wants to have any chance at bringing this one back, and that is not going to happen. Knights, another decisive victory. Defense, just as easy as attack for them, it seems.
Interesting that the play from 6 Karma was open the Geisha wall and walk. And that seemed to be it. The terrace pressure that 6 Karma was applying did little to nothing because there were still players on the defense covering Drum. Again, I mean, Clubhouse was close. I expected this map to be close too, but 6 Karma very clearly just do not know how to play Skyscraper. And, I mean, looking back up against 9Z, I'm surprised they didn't ban it. And they left it up here, you know, opting to... What was it? Opting to ban, you know, maps like Theme Park, Chalet, and Border instead. Chalet, which, by the way, they left up against 9Z. Oof. I don't know. Maybe they're just really banking on that map 3 in the VOD review that they have.
I don't know. I mean, that's really all it's got to be, though. It's got to be that VOD review and that prep coming in. Because other than that, just taking that out of the picture for a moment, pretending Knights did not play Bank yet. Bank, while not a mirror image of Skyscraper by any means, it plays in some situations pretty similarly, right? The prevalence of the Monty, the importance of that top floor extension and an aggressive roam on that open area bomb site or on that basement site, right? There are a lot of things about Bank that make me feel like Knights are going to have the advantage going into that one, right? The real deal breaker for them could be the fact that Six Karma may have prepped that one enough. They may have the VOD review on Knights because they did play it week 1. They played all 12 rounds of regulation. So there's ample content for Six Karma to get their hands on. At the end of the day, though, Knights could change it up. And clearly, even though Six Karma have now played 8 rounds on Skyscraper and should have the ability to start adapting here and changing up their attack, what Knights are doing, it's working. And again, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves here, but it's 6-2. It's map point. This could also be applicable on map 3.
I definitely agree. I mean, you mentioned some of the similarities that Bank shares with Skyscraper, and I mean, too, you know, the full map extensions, map-wide crossfires, like we sometimes see on Skyscraper too. Six Karma is struggling with a lot of it. They've got Capital, they've got Ying, and they've got Blitz, which means they are going to be shoving themselves somewhere. And for the Blitz, it seems to be Terrace as he chases off Jerry. Ying Candela is coming in, but Mate with the opening pick on the Morph. There goes your ace. Skimzy low HP too, but it's not going to stop him from getting the kill onto Dirty. Now an even man count advantage. Six Karma as Jerry's the next to go down, and Six Karma have cracked the code. Finally, they find themselves in control and in the bomb site. A one-man advantage, but the Solus still lurks below, impacting just to try and force off this plant. Apply a little more pressure to this attack, and Tuku evens the odds. The plant is going down. It's essentially a 1v2 for Akabil if only Tom pushes, but they're relying on Tuku denying the plant. He's too late. Tom's got a very slim sight line, and he finally hits the shot, and Soko just doesn't react. Now Akabil's the last member standing. If he just peeks slightly wider, he'll be able to see Tom. Up pops the Solus, down goes Tuku. And now Tom's the last one left, and Akabil through the wall cleans it up. Way too close for comfort, but Six Karma finally got a foothold in.
Just barely, but Akabil is able to pull it out. The Capital Blitz, the Ying, the shove your way into the site strategy. Hey, it got the job done. It's just relying on putting you into that post plant and hoping that you can hold out against the retake. Truthfully, they didn't hold out all that well. It came down to Akabil against 2, and he made it happen. A situation where he probably should have swung for the trade or 2 a bit earlier, playing a very passive angle, but it ended up working out. He decided to play disciplined, staying patient, and it worked. Six Karma, they will hang on Skyscraper at least for another round. Still 3 rounds to go if they want to send this to OT, but that's 1 round of potentially several if this comeback is to happen for real.
All right. Knights are gambling on bedroom bathroom. Site that a lot of people would agree is the worst site on this map for pretty good reason. Extension upstairs, never going to be as extensive as it is when the site is office. It's a little bit easier to clear this extension, and once you have Vert, unlike barbecue and kitchen, once you have Vert, it's almost game over. It is impossible for the defense to sit on site. Literally impossible. Well, I shouldn't say literally impossible. It's impossible if you play your Vert right. Which actually, hold on, now looking at Six Karma, they don't have a sledge or a buck, but they do have the opening pick. Skimzy on to Mate, one of the top performers first night so far, and the Izami never a kill you want to lose early on.
Yeah, you're not going to get those Kiva barriers that regenerate in your pocket that continue to spawn during the round. So that will limit the potential of a couple of these positions that Knights were probably hoping to play. Now they'll have to be a bit more on their toes about that. Here comes a run out. Tuku, no one home. So he's going to step back in, revealing his position and intentions in this round. Clearly, Knights want to slow down that top floor take, prevent it from happening entirely if they can. But take a look at this. Six Karma, yes, they've teased that top floor. Yes, they have a little bit of pressure up above, but really, this is mostly a direct horizontal take. You've got Selma charges that have already opened up the wall. You've got a Pachito on the Monty who was already working his way into the building. Some good early progress made that doesn't entirely rely on that top floor presence.
There's somebody just on the other side of this wall. You can see the highlight. It's Jerry. If the Iana drops, he's going to hear it. Instead, he's just going to back off instead. Maybe help these players on site, like Tom, who's starting to feel a little pressure from bathroom. Skimzy is letting him get away, but of course the Iana probably doesn't have info on this. There's 38 seconds left, and Six Karma are going to have to get a move on pretty soon. It's Morphed to do that. Walks in the upstairs, gets one, but doesn't know Tuku's still lurking. Luckily, Skimzy and Akabil are there to save the day, though. Down on the bomb side, and that leaves it up to Tuku, who cannot win the fight against Skimzy. 3 kills for the Iana, and another round for Six Karma.
An important finishing kill there for the Iana as well, because while it wasn't likely that there would be much the Knights could do in that 1v4 scenario, it was a Solus, and nobody else on the attacking side was up above. Probable that it was at least 1 or 2 of those plants could have been denied. But again, if the Monty was still up, you get that shield over your back. It will make things a little more difficult for the Solus, to be sure. But yes, Six Karma, they have started to chew their way back into this one. Starting to get down to the bone here. And Knights, 2 rounds in a row where they haven't quite found that same defensive stride. Now, they don't need to worry about that too much. They had their more unusual bomb site just pulled out a second ago. Bedroom and bathroom, which doesn't often go in the way of the defense. And, well, that's exactly why Knights will be not doing that again. We're going back to Karaoke and Tea here, a site that Knights were very comfortable on last time. So we have to see if Six Karma, if these last 2 rounds have just been really a final wave goodbye to their hopes here on Skyscraper, or if it truly is a comeback that could get them into overtime. Only 2 more rounds now to make it work.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Six Karma comes back? That'd be like the weirdest comeback ever. Especially with how Six Karma played in the beginning of this game. I never would have expected it. But Amaru is different. So is Sens. We saw Sens last map. It actually worked pretty well. So I have high hopes for Sens this map. I'm itching to find out what exactly Six Karma's plan is here. Maybe send... Ooh, okay, so Amaru goes through the window and goes up top black while the Sens rolls out.
Early.
Here it comes, but all the ADSs are claiming it. It's a shotgun on the stairs, and because the Sens, I guess, maybe couldn't provide enough of a distraction, gas canister comes out, and there goes the play, there goes all your projectors, and there goes Morphed.
I really think Skimzy should have committed. I think shotgun in hand, you win that fight around the corner 9 times out of 10, even through the smoke. It would have been even more of a surprise. Instead, chooses to back off, and that utility, that time, and now 2 of your teammates' bodies have been wasted for a play that just didn't come to fruition. Now he's going to try it again. Second time around, you could still see a gas canister thrown out. Nope, as all of those have been expended. I'll take that one back. But this time, Tom is ready. A shotgun to greet the player from behind. That's a quick good night for Six Karma. Soko is the last player standing, but it's simply not going to matter. It's a 1v4. He's going to have to ace clutch to win this round, and he simply doesn't have the HP or the positioning to do it. It is Knights who close it out. Six Karma could not make the comeback happen, and map 2 will go the way of the Knights. This series is going to go the distance.
Yeah, I like the idea. I definitely admire kind of going for a cheeky play at the end there just to see if they can get under the skin of Knights. But at the end of the day, when their initial push didn't work out, that was kind of all they had. There was no backup plan after that. It was, okay,